Hey everybody, and welcome to Robin's House. Today we're working on the beach party layouts, and we have this technique here where we add some color behind the title. And when I did this technique, I used my watercolor pencils, and I just colored, and then I used my water brush to kind of smooth it out. And I didn't do an excellent job. So I wanted to redo it here, and then a couple of other ways that you could do it also. So the way I did it was I held the sticker up and to see how big I needed to make my space. And then I just kind of colored. See, it's a lot of color going on there behind that title space. And you can, well, you probably can't. But it looks like you colored it with pencil, and it's taking up the color of the texture of the table and such. And so you want to take your water pen, and then you want to blend it in together so it forms a nice shape instead of a squiggly lines all across the place. And I can already see that I'm much more successful doing it here today than I was on my page, which is, disappointing, but you get better with practice, I guess. And then of course I'm keeping my my brush strokes fairly even, which is silly. You should make them less even so that it's a less organic shape as you go to behind it. So that is the one way to do it. And if you don't have a water pen, you can easily use a regular old paintbrush and some water, and that will blend it just as well, if not better. This is such a big space that using a larger paintbrush may have been more successful on my layout had I employed the larger paintbrush. So either way, in this exact case, both of these worked very, very well. And maybe I could even go back to my page and add some water and get the effect I wanted. But there is a couple of other ways. One of the ways is with your watercolor paints. If you cut a baggie in half, it's one of my favorite ways. You can also take your water brush or a paintbrush and grab some yellow off of your watercolor paints, and then just color it on this bag. Just get some color down. And then you take it upside down and you just dab it along. Now that would have made a very different type of background, but not a bad background. And then there's also our distressed oxide inks. If you don't want to do either of those, we have this awesome new tool for the distressed oxide. And this is actually the first time I'm using it. So let's see how it goes. Gonna ink up my new brush, and just like the on the other tools, it takes you have to ink a lot over and over again, but look at how it's not creating those circles too badly. It's a really, really, really dense and soft as you can believe brush. Oh, it's so cool. And to me, this is going to be much funner than the brushes, the other tools. So it comes in oh, look at that. It even has the little name on there. 3 little brushes with this, so you can have 3 colors going, and I'm assuming you could wash them off, or the main ones I'm going to be using is the yellows and the pinks and the blues. Well, I guess there's green in there too. Anyway, so this is a third way to create a lovely background color on your pages. And then, of course, the fourth way is your standard ink pad and a sponge. Just going through and sponging the space behind. And so all 4 of these techniques will be perfectly fine ways to add some color behind your image, your design, your decoration, your title, and have a very nice effect on your pages. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this was helpful.
Happy crafting.